So as promised, here's the next set of videos using bands. Now these can be found on the internet. Amazon's a really good one, you can get a full set on there. So if you want some, go check it out. What we're going to do today is a push, a pull and a legs session. So we're going to do 4 exercises of each of those categories. Push sessions and pull sessions are going to be mainly upper body, with the legs obviously being legs, and I'm utilising the bands, just the bands, to make sure that you're getting some ideas but there's loads that you can do. I'm not going to go through every single exercise today, but I'm going to go through some crucial ones and some ones that everybody should be able to do. So what you're going to probably see is, if you get a set of bands, you're going to have a level 1, which is usually a red, level 2, which is usually a black, and then a purple, which is level 3. You might also have some more. The usual one after that is a green. But going forward from there, what I'm going to use today is these 3, because usually you're going to get at least these in every pack. So first thing that we're going to do is a resisted press up. What we're obviously targeting with a press up is the chest, back of the triceps secondarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on a kneeling press up. Now if you've seen the other videos that we've done about body weight, I've already kind of gone into a press up, so I'm not going to go too much into the technique here, but I'm going to start on a kneeling press up. Where we're going to be is along the back where the band is, down and then pressing through. So to set this up, what you need to do is just hook them round here so that your hands are facing out, and there is no, if you can see that, there's no slack in the band, there's no loop in it, there's no crossover should I say. Then I'm going to loop it round the back. Now you don't want it too high because that's going to get you on your neck, so you want it to be sort of from the lower to the middle of the back where the thickest part would be. Down, set up your press up, and then just a usual press, so retract, 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 drive away. So this is obviously just emulating some weight that's going through your body, which is going to act as though it's doing sort of like a resisted press up, or if you will, a bench press. Not ideal, but it's the best that we've got right now. So one thing to focus on, the main thing when you're doing this exercise, is to make sure that if you're doing a full or a kneeling, that you don't let the hips sag here. Because the band is connected to this part of the back, you've got to really think about engaging the opposite side and coming into that, like we said on the other video, that crunch. So the tension is here, so that when I do my press up, as I come down, I don't let these drop. So you have to be really aware of that as you're doing these, and then adjust accordingly. But think what's happening here. Make sure that the back isn't being dropped, because that will bring a little bit of tension into your back, which we don't want, because we want the tension here. That's the purpose of this exercise. And then adjust accordingly per how you feel. So the next exercise, what we're going to do is a tricep extension, staying with the pushing action. What we're going to do is grab your band, you're going to hook it underneath your feet. Now make sure, right, it is like this, what we call a rectangle position. Tuck your hands underneath the band, right? What we're going to do next is pull them around the body, up and over. So if you can see the front, my hands now, okay, it's over my shoulders, my hands, the knuckles are facing together. And then what I want to do is I want to lock my elbows out. So now, hands are together. One thing that we want to make sure is the lats are tight. I'll get onto them in a second. But the movement is basically coming down the back. Now pull the elbows in so that you feel like they're crushing the head, not literally crushing it, so you don't want to squeeze it too hard. But just make sure they're at the side of the head. That will protect your shoulders as we come up, squeezing through the triceps. So down, 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 into the head, squeeze. Keep the hands together if you feel like you're a little bit unstable as you're doing this. Okay, so when I was saying about the lats, that's these muscles here. As we come down, what we've got to make sure is the lats are tight. So when you start the movement, okay, or just before you start, tighten the lats. So you're imagining that you're pulling the shoulders down and around into the back pockets. That's what that muscle essentially does, and it tightens and it solidifies the shoulder. So round, hook, over, off we go, down, squeeze. Now you might get to the point where, say like if I do 10, 12, 15 reps, at the end I'm pretty tired, just let it go, rather than pulling it around and putting your shoulders in a precarious position. And again, just adjust accordingly for the reps that you're doing versus the resistance of the band. So the third exercise in the push session is going to be a military press. What we're targeting here is the shoulders mainly. So what we're going to do again is set your rectangle position, so that's feet, arms grabbing it roughly foot width. Now in terms of this one, whereas we did the underhand for the tricep, you want to go overhand for the military press. So it's much simpler here. You're going to bring it over, pull the elbows through the middle of the band, and then get it pulled underneath your chin, right? So what we're going to do is, from here, we're going to be nice and straight at the back, but not arched. Hips sat back, very slight bend at my knees, and then from there, I want to stay tight through my core, because what this is going to do again, like we said with the press up, if this is engaged, it's going to stop this. So in with the elbows underneath your chin, get the elbows underneath your wrists, tilt that chin up so you're not taking your chin off. Come up, lock the arms out at the top, back down, stop. Up through the elbows, back down, stop. And that's it really. One thing I would say, if you have sensitive skin, which is quite common when I do this with people, rubs the upper arm, so you might want something that I've got on here. Don't just stop and say, you know, I can't do it because it's hurting my arms. This is a viable option. So that's about it really. Just make sure that, again, adjust accordingly with your resistance, and make sure that you're focused on what's happening here. Okay, as you tire, as the shoulders tire, your body is always going to try to find an easier option, which means that it wants to do this because it knows, if I can help with my chest, that's a much stronger muscle, then I'm going to help them shoulders. But really, we want to target them shoulders, and we want to keep the spine healthy all the time, which means being engaged, strong in here, and being aware of what's going on. Okay, fourth, final exercise that we're going to do is a chest targeted exercise again, and we're going to do another chest press type action. With your trusty sidekick here, just take a seat. You're going to hook it around the back of the chair, get your elbows through the middle. So the ideal position is the bottom side of the band wants to be in contact with the chair. The top side is going to be in contact with the back of the shoulders, okay? But again, remember, it doesn't want to be up here because that's going to pull on your neck, okay? So you want them hands back here, getting contact with the bottom of the band in the chair, elbows through the middle, off we go. So we're going to come squeeze together and then back down. Now the technique that you're thinking is here, is it doesn't matter what happens apart from what happens at the shoulder. So the shoulder wants to slide together at the back. You want to pinch the shoulder blades together. So as you come back, the shoulder blades are squeezing together. That opens the chest muscle out. We want to then retract and squeeze it together at the chest, which means that we're going to be pushing the shoulder blades away. And all while we're doing that, try to make sure that we're not coming too high, okay? Try to keep low and supported. Again, you can use them lats to pull the shoulders down into the back pockets, and that's about it really. So for these exercises, I've not gone for these resistances for any particular reason. I've just picked them up. So you need to trial and error certain different types of resistances with the bands to make sure that before you do your working sets that you are using the right thing for you. What I've done is 4 exercises. So what I would do for my own training is I would do this session on 3 or 4 sets, anywhere from 10 to 15 reps, with about 45 seconds to a minute rest. Try to give it a go, and we'll see you again in a couple of minutes for the the next video.